Well, hello there, Big Brother fans. And do I have a naughty update for you about Angela Murray and Kelley and what might be the sketchiest suspected showmance in the history of the CBS reality show. It looks like Angela came into the BB26 house with a license to get jiggy, and Cop Kenny might be giving her a ticket to ride. Before we dive into this jaw-dropping bombshell from the live feeds, please smash that subscribe button if you're not following us. All right, so we just have some insanity coming off the live feeds about Angela and some information leaking in from social media about Kenny's unorthodox lifestyle preferences. And these two may be on a collision course to give Big Brother fans the showmance they never knew they wanted. They even have a smush name, Kendula. So things have gotten interesting quickly between the time that Angela was the first HOH and she threw Kenny onto the block to fans talking about whether she's throwing herself at him. Maybe if he gets lucky with Utah realtor Angela, Kenny will stop talking about leaving the house instead of actually playing the game. So all this hot action kicked off over the weekend, over the last couple of days. There was a backyard chat with almost all the house guests. There was, I think, 9 of them out there sitting around talking about other stuff, and then the topic of showmances. So we have Angela there, Joseph, we had Kenny and Chelsea, Rubina and Brooklyn, Mackenzie, Leah, and Chemo. Those are all the ones that you can kind of see. And I'm going to show you exactly what Angela said that got a lot of hoots and hollers from the other house guests, but I don't think she was joking. She seemed to be stating it as a fact. You'll hear it for yourself in just a minute. Someone was talking, I think Chemo maybe, about that he and Cedric would be the last to be in a showmance, something like that. And then Angela was kind of joking with Joseph that the two of them together would be the one that everyone would least expect. And somebody else joked about expect the unexpected. And then Joseph said, but you're married. So, and someone else says, exactly. But then Angela drops the bombshell. She says, hey, I got a hall pass coming here. And that drew oohs and ahs from the other house guest. And Joseph joked, Chuck, don't beat me up. And that was obviously aimed at Angela's husband in case he is watching his feeds. And the other house guests laughed and gave them a smush name, and Joe La. Here's that little tidbit so you can hear it for yourself about Angela and her hall pass.
Expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
But you're married, so.
Oh. Hey, I got a hall pass coming here.
Oh, Angela.
Chuck, don't beat me up.
Angela.
It's a joke.
That definitely got a lot of people giggling in the conversation in the Big Brother house and on the live feeds and on Twitter. Real quick, if you don't know what a hall pass is, it's a limited license to cheat. In most cases, a hall pass is tied to like your celebrity crush or a special event. Like if your husband was hot for, say, Taylor Swift, and you said, sure, honey, you can have a hall pass to sleep with Tay-Tay. That means if your husband ever got the chance, he gets to do the deed with his hall pass person, Tay-Tay or whoever, with no marital consequences. Generally, the thing about a hall pass is that it's a rarity. You're not going to get the chance to hook up with that celebrity. Sometimes hall passes are for special events, like a guy's trip to Vegas or a girl's trip to Vegas or something. In Angela's case, she makes it sound like she was given permission to hook up while in the BB26 house. Now, in case you're wondering who would take a roll in the hay with someone as temperamentally unhinged as Angela, in a house where there's almost 100 cameras and 115 mics, keeping tabs, well, we may have an answer, because Angela's permission to fool around is only half of this possibly tawdry tale. Turns out the other 50-plus-year-old house guest, Kelley, might actually be barking up that tree. So let me be clear. This is not out of nowhere. Not only does Angela claim she has a hall pass, but there are some photos that have turned up on social media that look to be Kenny, judging by the face, the facial hair, and his very unique tattoos, that a lot of people saying confirms he's a swinger. I'm not confirming it, but there's some photos. So right now we've got a self-admitted hall pass from Angela. And then we have Angela and Kenny getting a little closer and kind of flirty in the house. So maybe that fussing that Kenny and Angela have been doing since they both came into the house is like, back in school when you would torment a girl you got a crush on, pull her ponytail, all that. So there was another scene on the live feeds over the weekend where Angela is standing outside the storage room waiting to be buzzed in. And Kenny comes up on her. He's shirtless. They start talking. Angela's standing there. He rubs his hand up and down her arm. She grabs Kenny's arm. They kind of rubbing their hands up and down each other's arms. It's kind of hard to discern exactly what they're saying because it's a lot of whispers and giggles and they're not right near a mic. And then Angela kind of bats her hands at him and he kind of bats his back, sort of like kittens fighting. And then he walks off laughing really loud. And then also over the weekend, they were both in the bathroom at the same time. Looks like they were alone in there. Kenny was shaving. Angela was lurking nearby, just the biggest smile on her face. Absolute huge smile on her face. And Kenny seems to have this new lease on life on the game all of a sudden. And I'm just, it's kind of interesting. So she says, I hope you have a good shower, Kenny. And I don't know. You can take that a lot of ways. It seems like maybe something's brewing. And if so, in my recollection, it would be the first showmance between older adults on Big Brother. And all of a sudden, Kenny finally seems to be interested in staying in the house. I mean, honestly, I hope Angela does have a hall pass, and I would absolutely die if Kenny asked production to send a pineapple into the Big Brother house. In a season of challenges, unused upgrade advantages, and the house voting in lockstep, we need a little something to liven up the live feeds. But I'm also guessing none of this will make it onto the edited shows airing on CBS and Paramount Plus. Don't look for Hall Pass Angela or Pineapple Kenny on those regular episodes. But for those watching the feeds, it's Big Brother Gold. Are we about to get Cangela? Can't hurt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.